Sheriff Dentler pulls up to a grisly crime scene in rural Texas. A corpse lies covered outside the house, blood splattered across the porch. Stepping inside, he's met by his deputy, who insists he sees something particularly horrifying. What Dentler finds leaves him speechless. One day earlier, aspiring actress Maxine Minks sets out for Houston, Texas, eager to star in an adult film titled The Farmer's Daughter. She travels with her boyfriend Wayne, the film's executive producer, along with writer-director RJ, his girlfriend and sound operator Lorraine, and actors Bobby Lynn and Jackson. Wayne jokingly refers to Lorraine as church mouse due to her reserved nature, while Bobby Lynn and Jackson engage in flirtatious antics on the drive. Upon arriving at the farmhouse they've rented, Wayne approaches the elderly owner Howard, only to be greeted at gunpoint. After reminding Howard of their prior arrangement, he's begrudgingly allowed to stay. As Maxine steps out of the van, she notices Howard's wife, Pearl, watching her from a window. Before filming starts, Maxine encounters Pearl, who makes unsettling advances toward her. Pearl laments the toll of aging, confessing that intimacy between her and Howard has long faded. The crew gathers to shoot the film's opening scene, in which Jackson's character arrives at a farmhouse seeking help after his car breaks down and is seduced by Bobby Lynn's character. Later, Maxine takes on the role of the younger sister, also engaging with Jackson. Unseen by the crew, Pearl watches the scene, visibly aroused. That night, she begs Howard for intimacy, but he refuses, citing his frail health. Lorraine surprises everyone by expressing interest in performing in the film. RJ, strongly opposed, argues against it, but the others support her decision. After filming her scene, RJ retreats to the shower, distraught. Later that night, RJ decides to leave, abandoning the crew. However, as he drives off, he spots Pearl standing in the road. Stopping to check on her, he offers to help her back to the house. When she makes an advance and he rejects her, Pearl suddenly stabs him in the neck, killing him as blood splatters across the car's headlights. Wayne, searching for RJ, steps barefoot onto a nail in the barn. Hearing strange noises, he peers through a hole in the wall, just as Pearl impales him through the eye with a pitchfork. Meanwhile, Lorraine goes looking for RJ, but Howard claims Pearl is missing and invites her inside. Once inside, he locks her in the cellar. As Lorraine explores the dark space, she makes a horrifying discovery: a naked, decomposing male corpse hanging from the ceiling. She screams, desperately trying to escape. Howard enlists Jackson to help search for Pearl. Near the lake, Jackson notices a submerged car. Before he can react, Howard accuses him of sleeping with Pearl and suddenly shoots him in the chest with a shotgun, sending his body into the water. Back at the house, Pearl sneaks into bed with Maxine, running her hands along her back and smearing RJ's blood onto her skin. Maxine wakes and screams in terror. Hearing the commotion, Bobby Lynn rushes to help but follows Pearl outside, where Pearl calls her a whore and shoves her into the lake, straight into the jaws of an alligator. Desperate to escape, Lorraine grabs an axe and tries to break out of the cellar. Howard intercepts her, striking her hand and severing one of her fingers. Upstairs, Maxine hides under the bed as Howard and Pearl discuss their killings. Eventually, Howard relents to Pearl's pleas, and they have sex as Maxine silently slips away. Maxine searches for the van keys, only to find them missing. She stumbles upon RJ's corpse before retrieving Wayne's gun from the glove compartment. Armed, she heads to the cellar and frees Lorraine, but Lorraine, in shock, blames Maxine for everything. Panicked, she bolts from the house, only to be shot in the face by Howard. As Howard drags her body inside, she suddenly coughs, a final death rattle that startles Howard so badly he suffers a fatal heart attack. Maxine takes the van keys and aims the gun at Pearl as a preacher's sermon plays on the TV. Echoing the preacher's words, she proclaims, "I will have the life I deserve." She pulls the trigger, only to find the gun is empty. Pearl fires a shotgun at Maxine, but the recoil knocks her off balance, sending her crashing through the house and breaking her hip. Begging for help, Pearl pleads with Maxine, but Maxine refuses. Instead, she gets into the van and runs over Pearl's head twice, ensuring her death. The next morning, Sheriff Dentler and his team arrive at the scene. The preacher's broadcast continues to play, revealing that Maxine is his estranged daughter. A deputy finds the crew's camera and wonders what's on it. Dentler, staring at the carnage around him, grimly replies, "A goddamn fucked up horror show." What do you think was the most shocking moment in X? And do you think Maxine truly escaped her past, or is she destined for something even darker? Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.